I think every one of you will understand when I tell you that sometimes you just have this gut feeling, your child, anyone you love needs you right now. My son Bobby was spending the night at my house. He was in the spare bedroom. I just had a strong feeling. I kept pacing by his door. I finally opened the door. Normally I would knock, but someone just pushed me to open that door. I walked in and saw a needle sticking out of his arm. I thought someone just pushed all the air out of me. I saw the look on his face, and he looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Mom, I don't want to live this life anymore. I just want to kill myself." I am a mother of 2 beautiful children, my son Bobby and my daughter Amanda. I also have a grandchild. My children were raised in a loving and supporting and caring home. Amanda aspired to be a nurse, and a successful nurse is living her dream. Bobby was a star athlete in Little League and also in school. He loved the game, and he loved the outdoors, hunting and fishing. He was primed to take over his father's business. His father and I divorced when the kids were young. Their father stayed active and supportive in their lives. Somewhere along the way, Bobby became a heroin addict. When I found Bobby that night with the needle sticking out of his arm, I immediately made some calls and took him to the hospital and got him into detox. I have been beating myself up, wondering where did I go wrong. He hid his disease for many years. I hid my addiction as well. My addiction is my son. And what I mean by that is my whole life revolved around my son, trying to fix him. I first realized my son was using at a holiday gathering. My family members were telling me that there was something wrong with him. But as a mom, I was in denial. But my gut told me otherwise. Usually when your gut is telling you something, you should go with it. From that point, it became worse and worse. He began to lie about everything. He always needed a couple bucks here and there. Then a couple of bucks became more and more frequent. He needed help to pay his bills and money for cigarettes. He always had a great story to tell. Where did his money go? He was working. The one thing he loved most was hunting. He sold his hunting guns. The addict's mind doesn't care what they have to do to chase their high. They need it to survive. It's an awful sight to watch this once bouncing baby boy. To watch this fantastic young man become a monster. I didn't know. I hid his disease from everyone for a long time. I didn't raise my son to become an addict. How did this happen? Little did I know this was happening to other family members. I have lost 2 nephews to this disease. My nephew Patrick, what a beautiful soul. He would do anything for anyone. He lost his life to an overdose, September 4th, 2015. My other nephew, Mike, was 21. He was my shining star. He had a beautiful smile that would light up the whole room. He was in a halfway house when someone took his life. Bobby's been in several rehabs. Yes, he did relapse several times. Each time I felt that failure again. And I am proud to say, today he is 62 days clean. And even if it's just for today, he is sober. I have reached out for help. I have reached out to other mothers and fathers going through the same thing. I go to NARON meetings, and just started talking, I have learned this is his battle to fight. All I can do is love and pray for him. I have to work on fixing myself. There is tragedy, but there is hope, and that is exactly why I became an advocate, to fight and to let people know about this horrible epidemic, this horrible disease. I talk at rallies to try to educate people about the signs to look for, the rubber bands, the color rubber bands laying around, the spoons that go missing, the hoodies, the strings that are missing, they use for tardigrades, the wax paper bags you see laying around, wearing long sleeves in 80 degrees weather. Wondering why? Why are you wearing long sleeve? Why? Not knowing they're shooting up. The slur speech, the nodding off at dinner. Why? You know? And I am planning on talking at schools, trying to make these kids understand they are not invincible. Some people are ashamed and want to ignore the problem and sweep it under the rug. It won't go away. You can't hide it. Don't be fooled into thinking it can't happen to you, because it can. I never thought it would happen to me. Now I carry a non-con kit in my purse. Everywhere I go, praying I will never have to use it. But need be, I'll be ready to use it. Addicts does not discriminate. It can happen to someone you love. Don't ignore it and don't be ashamed. Reach out, because there is help and there is hope. The last thing I would like to leave with you is this. What would you do to combat this epidemic? Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not Dr. Seuss. Thank you, and God bless.